Hello, everybody. Am I live? Yes, I am live. Hello and welcome, guys. Happy Sunday. Just gonna use this to shield my eyes. Just gonna wait for others to join us. Hello and welcome. Trying to find a video of those people. I don't know if I want to play it, but we'll see. Guys, come on in. If you guys can hear me, please do let me know in the comment section. Like. Okay. Found the video. I'll probably share it at some point. So anyway, I'm going to get started. So hello everybody, happy Sunday. I guess I should share a different page first. Let me share a different page so you guys will have an idea of what I am here for. Actually, let me go find the video. Let me go find the video while I wait for others to join us. Let's find the video first. I think it was at Barrister Street or something. I found it. This is the video. Yeah, that's the video. So if you guys can hear me, do let me know in the comment section. I'm just going to quickly share my screen so we can see the video. Good morning, man of prestige. Happy Sunday to you. It be like saying I may wake all up on today. So right, I'm just gonna. How are you, man of P? How are you doing? How's family and how's everything? Good to see you, sir. So this couple, maybe I should just let the video play in the background without the audio. Okay, I think I would let it play without the audio. So I came across this video a few days ago, or a few days ago, when it was all over the internet. And something in me was just not buying their story. Something in me was just not making me to set my ring light, because normally when I see videos like this, you guys know how I feel. Like, you guys know my stance when it comes to DV. You guys know my stand when it comes to domestic violence, right? So let me pause that section where the wife has got the weapon so that YouTube don't come and start raving mad. So you guys all know how I feel when it comes to DV. When I saw that video, I was like, I'm not buying their video. I'm not buying the content whatever it is. Because at first, yeah, you could see it came across as if a couple having an argument. Oh, I told you not to take out my clothes. I told you to go to your room, blah, 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 blah. And then it got to the section where she went to go and carry Obe. And I was like, excuse me, what man will stand and watch a woman carry Obe, and all he's interested in is filming her, or filming both of them while she carried Obe. And then, yes, in a way, watching that video actually got me triggered. I was triggered. Obviously, it made me, yeah, I grew up in a home where there was DV. So it brought that memory of my dad and my mom. Obviously, there's never been a case whereby any of them carried the weapon, all right? It brought, obviously, that memory came flushing back. But still, in as much as I was triggered, maybe I was that triggered that I just didn't think of setting my camera for it. Maybe because I saw that she carried a weapon. Maybe that was why I was not really pushed or really led to come speak about it. So I was on Auntie B's doing Both TV, where she said a live and she spoke about the video and from the beginning till the end. And I think Uncle Beno, I think Uncle Beno also spoke about it, and I think Man of Prestige did as well. So I watched all of these videos and I was just like, something in me was just not buying it that the story was real. Something in me was saying to me that, you know. So yes, I watched the video. I downloaded it with the hope that maybe at some point I will come do a video about it. And obviously, when I said I was going to come do a video about, I was going to go in the direction or in the angle of be wary of the kind of partner you're bringing abroad, right? That was the angle I was going to go. In fact, I was just preparing my notes because you guys know when I was going to do it as a sit down video and then use my teleprompter, read off it, give my advice, and get out the door. I was going to do. In fact, I was still preparing my note up until last night, and then I saw a post on Facebook. In fact, before, yes, on Facebook, yes, last night, and then it was after I saw that post on Facebook, I saw the video that Obodo Yibo did, cussing the couple out, and I was like, my instinct was not wrong. Like I was right that my instinct told me that these people were obviously having a laugh. They were laughing about. So apparently, in the video, if you guys have seen it, they were arguing. Why did you take my clothes? I told you to go to your room. Blah 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 blah. You could hear babies or children crying in the background. Still, none of them were bothered. They still carried on about still having their still having their basketballs, and then the woman left to go carry a bear, and the man was still filming. No shoot me knife, no shoot me, no shoot me, no shoot me, no shoot me, and he was still filming. For me, I was just like, no, something me just said it was not right. So I saw a post on Facebook. So let me close this Instagram page. Let me share that page on Facebook. So apparently, when I saw that post on Facebook last night, it was not long after I saw that post on Facebook that Auntie B Obodoyinbo TV also published a video where she was like, I am mad at the fact that the post apparently said that they were having a joke, that the fight was not real. So let me go to that page actually and let's discuss it. So I don't know how this person got their details, but this is the person's page I saw the post. This person said the fighting couple video I posted about 40 minutes ago. Apparently this video has been trending. So today is the 14th, so that will have been on the 10th or on the 9th. That was when the video leaked. So he said the fighting couple I posted about 40 minutes ago, they just reached out to me and said the fight is not real. They are creating content. Voila. That the fight video that we saw was not real, that it was content. They were trying to create content for marriage counseling, but the person they sent the video to edit sold it out to Nigerians. What is the possibility of that? So why would you need to create such a video because you want to create a content for marriage counseling? I mean, what platform are you going to post such videos with you brandishing Obe, with you brandishing Kinefe, and you think that will not set off some people for the fact that they're even saying that shiny thing? You think that will not set people off? So there's a way you can do marriage content. I mean, man of content here. Hello, sister Debikpe. Welcome, my brother, sister. How are you? Good morning. Man of person does marriage content, marriage counseling videos, and I've never seen him post a video of himself or his wife in that position. Or even when he's talking about other content, I mean, other videos out there or about marriages and stuff, I've never seen him come up with an article or a content with people brandishing weapon. There was a way. So I'm not buying this their story, okay? I'm not buying this. So again, they created the content for counseling, but the person they gave the video to help them edit sold it to Nigerian bloggers. So who was the blogger they sold it to? So who was the blogger and why? Like, no, okay. After selling the video, the editor whom they gave the video to blocked them. Honestly, this is not good at all because a lot of people have been calling them. They've not started. If to say that Nigeria, then their phone will have blown by now. Their number will have blown everywhere. And some people have been condemning the woman. For me, in my own opinion, now both of them I condemn. That video is all over the internet without giving them any visibility. Please disregard the video. They were trying to create content. This is their page. So we're going to go to the ladies' page. So this is a picture of them, a still image from that video. All right. Man of President, drop a comment. Let me read your comment, sir. So Man of President said, so my question to them, are we supposed to be happy it wasn't real? Exactly. So we should just continue with our life that it was not real. I'm getting somewhere with this video. I'm getting somewhere. So this is still from their video. And then this is both of them loved up, lazy, odogu. And then this is both of them. Another video, I mean, picture of them loved up, lazy, odogu, in my own opinion. And obviously, this is the page of the husband, Stali Achi. His profile says digital creator. And this is the profile of the wife, Chizoma. And we're going to go to their pages. Don't worry, we'll go to their Instagram, we'll go to their Facebook pages. We'll go to their Facebook pages. So that post said that, and let's go to Chisom Adaize's page. So this is her page. She has 5,900, now almost 9K followers. So obviously this post is just similar to that one of those couple who travel wherever they travel to, and they enter Nigeria only for the wife to tear the husband's passport and stuff like that. I was just like, you know what, this is not. So I was just like, you know what? So anyway, this is the lady, this is the woman, Adaeze, and then she wrote on her page as well. Hello everyone, please ignore the video of us trending online. We made a video to boost our pages. So did you guys say so? She said they made a video to boost their pages. Meanwhile, that other that page before we go here said they were creating a video for marriage counseling. They were creating a content for marriage counseling, and then they gave the video to an editor, and the editor sold it. So here she said, hello everyone, please ignore the video of us training online. We made a video to boost our pages. That's two different right up there. The other one I just read was like, oh, we are using it to create marriage content, marriage counseling, right? Yes, said we made a video to boost our page. So obviously it was content all along. Maybe that was the reason why I did not buy into the idea of making a video about them from the beginning. And like I said, it reminded me of those couple that came into Nigeria with the two children and stuff, and the wife tore the passport of the Nigerian passport of the man. So she continued and gave it to someone to edit it for us. We don't know how he leaked the video. I was actually at work when I started receiving calls and messages from friends and family. I want to say thank you to all of you. Now know well, both of you now know well. So that's a picture of both of them. So according to her, they are in Melbourne, they are in Australia, and she's originally from Abia. Okay. So that's a picture of both of them there. Let's go to the husband's page. Okay, let's go to the husband's page. So this is the Odogu lazy bone. Ologu be. In fact, I'm not pissed at them. I'm not pissed at them, but this is the husband's page. They're both in Canada. I mean, not Canada, they're both in Australia. And also both of them tagged themselves. He said, greetings, please disregard any trendy video about me and my wife. It's a content. You guys see? The wife gave a different write up. Oh, we did a video to boost our page. The person who shared the video, whom they contacted, said, oh, they created that video as a marriage counseling content, whatever. So this is like, to me, these are three different write-ups. By the end of the day, everything is content. Everything is content. How did they sing that song again? And it's a content. Please tag me. Let me collect my share from there. You are mad. You are mad. Your mates are striving, like they are moving their asses to go find a better job to do, and you and your wife are making a total nuisance of yourself on social media. So that's both of them there. And now, why did I decide to come share this video? So like I said, both of them, they are lazy bones, they are jobless idiots. Because if it is not, like, I don't understand why you thought such a video could be used. Like, you want to create a content, married content, there are better videos that you could create to counsel everybody. Now, the angle where I'm coming on is the fact that how do we know what is real life experience to how do we differentiate real life experience of some people to content? So these people now, that video, like I said, that video looks so real. But when I was watching it, I did not buy into their video because I was like, person carry knife. You stand there. They say no shipping knife, no shipping knife. On a normal day, your instinct, your flight and whatever thingy will set into motion that the next thing you should do is what? Carry your two shoes. You don't go even remember to carry your shoes. You will flee, right? But no, he was still making sure that the camera was on his face. And I was like, come, woman carry knife. Person carry kinife. You were positioning the camera on your face. No shoot me, no shoot me, no shoot me. So just like a man of prestige asked that, okay, now the question now is that, are we supposed to be happy that it is not real? So what should we do? We should start clapping for you. Assuming that UK then me, I go write to the police to caution them. They ought to be reported. They should be reported because, like I said, there are a lot of people who actually got triggered. For me, when I watched that video to the extent whereby the wife was brandishing that thing, I got triggered. And yes, this is me trying to grow out of the trauma of being raised in a home where there was DV. I cried that night when I watched the video. I cried. My mood was destabilized. Like, thank God my husband is not at home. As if he was at home, he would have been the one to bear the brunt of my mood that day. And I'm serious because I'll be so cranky. I will just be like behaving. I will just be somehow. And yes, he will probably be like, "Oh, what have I done to this woman now for her to be acting this way?" Thank God I was not at home when I saw this video 3 days ago. Yes, because my mood was, my mood was ruined, and I was happy also that I was not at work. It was the evening of my last day at work last week that I watched this video. So as me, I was at work, or maybe if I was going to work the following day, I probably would have called in and said, no, I won't be coming into work because I was so triggered to an extent that, all of my own lived childhood memories just came flooding back. Even though I thought I was healed from that experience, from that trauma, but I'm not, you know, she brandishing that, hearing the cries of children in the background. And that also reminded me of how I would cry when my dad come or my mom. And even me speaking about it right now, I'm getting teary, and I'm not going to shed any cry. I don't want to cry because at the end of these bastards said it's just content. But then there are some of us who are still living with trauma of living in a DV home, and you come onto social media to share like short videos. Like, why do you even think that you could make such video because you want to make married content, like a married counseling content? Like, of all, even the Igbo people where they do married content, that they go onto their social media pages to give advice, they've never, I don't think I've ever come across any married counseling platform where they are brandishing short videos because they want to pass across a married counseling content. Like I said, guys, I was pissed, I was mad, I was raging. My day, my evening was ruined. And like I said, I was super thankful that my husband was not at home. Because if he was at home, he would be the one to bear the brunt of me being in that mood. So, like I said, now, how are we going to be? Because all of these people now, they now want to go into content creation. There's lots of content you can create. Maybe just start from being a Nigerian in Australia. I don't think Nigerian plenty for Australia like that. And maybe start a content of obviously me being a Nigerian. When I think about Australia, I'm like, all of that rat, crocodile, all of those mini thingy will be crawling to your house. Maybe why not maybe just start a content around, oh, because we live in Australia does not mean that everything crawl into our houses. There are lots of content you can create as a couple. There are lots of content you can create either as a man, as a woman living in Australia, as a Nigerian. But no, you're not create that one. You just want to blow suddenly. Like I said, if they were to be in the UK, I'll be one of the people that will write a petition against them, that will write to the police to get them caution, because like I said, it actually brought back a lot of memories that I didn't even, I'm trying to get away from. So now, just like Man of Person said there, that okay, should we be laughing? Should we be laughing? How, if any other story, if any other videos come out like this now, someone like me will probably say this is another content, and I'll just scroll like next. How would we know which is real and which is not real? Because that video, like I said, to some people it was actually real, but for me, I just didn't buy into it. But yes, in a way, I was forced to think about that video, like, okay, what could have happened? Like, at some point it definitely it looked real, because there were children crying in the background, and the way she was holding the thing, and it was, I think the man made it much easier for me not to believe, because like I said, you should be running. You should be running, and the man was standing there, and I'm like, why is this man not running? Like, why are you not running? Like, why are you not running? You know? So that's just, I was mad, I was raging, and I think that we should also, for those of us who are obviously content creators, someone like me, and obviously Man of Prejudice and other people who talk about things like this, I think when we come onto our channels to run videos, or videos like people like this, I don't think I want to take videos seriously, especially those that are being shared on Facebook, because that Facebook is like idumota. Facebook is like idumota. People just post anything there just for the sense that they want they want to earn. They just post anything there. Like I said, guys, I really don't have a lot to say, but I just felt like that was like, when do content creators on Facebook, or generally, when do they actually know that okay, this is the mark? You don't want to pass the mark. You will want to pass the mark. And these people, this couple, they did pass the mark. See if they had not even come out to come and tell us that it's content. maybe someone like me would not be courageous to say, oh, I see if I knew it was content. Because like I said, yes, Star B and CB on Obodo Yimbo, I was on a live stream when we discussed this, and I love our passion for, for women, she's here clamoring for women, love yourself, self-care, marriage is not a do or die. Marriage is beautiful, but if it's not working for you, you don't have to buy there. I love her energy for that avenue. And obviously the man of pursuit, like as it is as well, you know, marriages, it's not nobody, no marriage is perfect, but yes, it does its own thing to, like, talk things through. And if eventually you both of you say, get strong head, no one stay, then he's tried his best, and all of that. But then I felt this couple went aboard with that content. And I'm actually seriously considering maybe just taking myself off Facebook right now. I'm mostly not on Facebook all the time because content like this is starting to tire me now. And then when they now made that content, it now made the door open for men, the likes of Daddy Freeze and some of the people that watch him. Do not bring your wife abroad. 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 Mm-hmm. And then also the likes of Dr. Zoo. Yeah, he does talk a lot of things on his channel as well. But then that video he made about women making money and they started to misbehave, blah, 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 blah. I've got a response for him, and that video is going to be at 6 o'clock. But yes, I just felt like this couple went, they just went crazy, and I think they went above the line. That video shouldn't have made it to social media. And like I said, some men who don't even want to bring their wife abroad just because they want to run like a free bird. But like, yeah, that's how it happens. You bring them abroad and they start misbehaving, especially when they become a nurse, when they do this, when they do that, they don't listen to their husbands anymore, blah, 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 blah. But then you demand, get off your fucking ass and go and get a proper job. That kind of content you both drop on that social media was below the belt. Was below the belt. And like I said, you see, it would have been better if they've not come out and say it's content. It's the more reason why I'm maybe still upset about this thing is the fact that they actually came out to tell us that it was content. Yes, I think that's what's actually maybe gotten me pissed off more. Like, they should have just kept quiet. Yeah, people were calling you. Maybe you should have just let your friends and family know that, oh, that was not our intention. This was what we intend to do with it. And then you now go to your social media pages and you're like, I would say content, that viral video that we guys saw, disregard it. God forbid both of you come out with a video when the actual thing is actually happening. Nobody will be there to separate both of you. I pray that doesn't happen, but like I said, how then do we differentiate what is content from what is real life experiences? How? I'm going to drop a link in the comment section to take a couple of calls. Like, my target time for this live stream is just half an hour. So I'm going to drop the link here, take a couple of calls, and if not, we'll move along. Like I said, these people, I don't know them from anywhere. So I probably won't be checking them out at any time. So I just felt like I was watching the Obodo Yimbo TV and she was raging. She was like, I don't want to curse for you people. Eventually, she still gave them one or two woto. I was like, Obodo Yimbo said she doesn't want to curse for them, but she still gave them two woto. Like, she still gave them whatever. I was just laughing my head off. But yeah, that's just what I've got to say. That, obviously social media is something now. And whatever that is being shared on social media, for those of you who are digesting, be very, very careful about the things you digest. And yes, these things that they are showing you, it's not really what is happening in diaspora when it comes to marriages. Okay, there are a lot of things that makes marriages go wrong. And then even I saw a post of, was it Adeboye's son? I don't know which of Adeboye's son that said that he's been married to his wife and they've never had an argument. That is a big, big fat lie. But then whoever wants to believe will believe them. But for me, I do not believe that. Like I said, no marriage is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Okay. So both of you saying that now, so that both of you will not be Jesus. Will not be Jesus, right? That's why you've never had an argument before. Like, try again later, because I don't buy that and I don't believe it. So with that being said, like I said, these people, we should try. I mean, for me, I'm going to obviously start to filter the kind of content I watch, because these people, I don't ever want to come across their content ever again. I don't ever want to get across their content ever again. Yes, Idara is an expensive joke. Yeah, very, very. Idara said, hi, Diamond 5, this is an expensive joke. Why are matured adults behaving like kids? All because of money. And besides, they are in Australia. So I would imagine that they will have a better job. They will be working. they just want a side also. But then there are lots of side also. Like I said, there are lots of content you can create as a Nigerian in Australia. Like me, I mean that I'm contemplating on relocating to Australia because I heard say they are paying nurses better salary in Australia. Like me, I'm considering Australia. So there's a lot of content you could create about life in Australia as a Nigerian. Some of the misconceptions about Nigerians living in Australia, you can come here and be debunking them. But both of you now decide to carry video. I go, no shoot me, no shoot me, no shoot me, no shoot me. And you see the carry, and it was carrying. I was like I said, I was raging. I was raging, you know. But yeah, that's it. Hello, man of Prestige. Welcome, sir.
Hello, Mama Falk. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you sound and clear.
Okay, very good, very good. How you doing? Good, good. I don't know. I guess
Yeah, deal.
afternoon. Yeah, I caught you today early.
Yes, so I was like, I mean, waking up because I'm sure because at this time you guys probably be early morning or something.
Yeah, it's 7:30 of mine.
Yeah, 7:30.
Yeah. All right. So, excuse me. So this guy is right. Your question was, how do we know the difference?
Yeah,
Um, if they are good actors, we're not supposed to know the difference, right?
true.
And if they are terrible actors, we will know the difference,
Mm-hmm.
and it probably won't go as viral, right?
Yeah.
So that's just a general measurement of how do we know the difference.
How do we know if it's true?
If it catches our attention to the point where, because by the time we as content creators start seeing it, because it's now on Instablog Nigeria, it's now on Linda AKG, it's now,
Mm,
that's when we notice, and that's usually because it already went viral, and that
yeah.
usually means they did a good job acting. So I don't know if it's not our responsibility to find out if it's true or not. It is it's not really our responsibility because they are not our parents. They don't
True.
owe us that much.
Hmm.
But if it's we also know that it's a dangerous thing to put out there, right?
Yeah.
At least some of us feel that way. That why are you trivializing something so serious, right? So in that case, we, like everything else, we now have to allow the platforms to do their job, which is policing what content is too graphic, too dangerous for our society.
Yeah.
It's how we do for everything else. Either they say one word is too much, don't use this word, or don't put anything that has red on it. Whatever all these things are, right?
Yeah.
We allow the platforms to worry about that. They do the policing. One of the ways the platforms also police this kind of stuff is that they take in reports. You can report videos. You can report any piece of content or even comments that you feel is dangerous, and then they do their own due diligence to determine if it's in fact dangerous or not. Our own is if something go viral, if it is viral, it's because you can relate somehow, somewhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not just relate from the standpoint of it's dangerous, but relate from the standpoint of these things are happening. What can we learn from it? You see what I'm
Mm,
saying? That's
yeah.
our own. That's all we can do. If we
You can
find it
do.
that much disturbing, it's because it connects with a nerve somewhere.
Mm,
And why does it connect with the nerve? Is it because we've seen this before and we need to discourage people from engaging in this kind of behavior?
mm,
Or is it because, oh wow, this is a good thing. We need to encourage more people doing it. Most likely it's probably something we need to discourage, right?
mm,
And if we so care enough that we don't want to trivialize it, then we must highlight the lesson in that respect.
yeah.
That, hey, if you find yourself in this situation, leave first.
True. Mm,
Leave first. Call the police next, and then buy a camera after. You see
yeah.
what I'm saying? As opposed
Yeah.
to what most people say. Most people will say,
Obviously.
buy a camera first, then call the police, and then you can now leave. It's supposed to be the other way around.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm.
And then you said something with regards to why is the guy not running? Man, don't
Exactly
let me
now.
tell you. I know. So men don't necessarily run from that, oh, and I'll tell you why.
With
They
the okay.
no, they
Hmm,
should run. They should run, but they should is different from reality, right?
hmm,
Oftentimes they should run. I agree. He shouldn't have been in that position in the first place.
yeah.
However, the reality is that a man who is in a marriage with that kind of woman is probably used to and addicted to toxic behavior like this,
Hmm,
right? And he's probably hoping subconsciously that it's just another day of away. That
hmm,
until he saw that okay, this is not a typical day. You can even look at it from the standpoint of even ordinary divorce. Men, especially, don't really see it coming when it happens.
hmm,
Not because they didn't know they've been perpetuating bad behavior. It's because it's just another day. Like, what's the worst she's gonna do? The more
yeah,
you stay there, the more you tolerate nonsense, the more complacent people get, the more people feel like, nah, nothing is going to happen. Because if they felt like something was going to happen, they would change their behavior, right? Or at
yeah.
least decide to leave the marriage. But they stay there because the more you stay in a situation, the more you trust that that situation will repeat itself over and
Okay.
over again. It's a mindset thing. It's a psychological thing.
Hmm,
Um, you just kind of get used to it, you know. So what's
hmm,
the worst she's going to do to me? So I really think if I judge it from a standpoint of acting, they did a fantastic job acting.
yeah. Hmm,
If I judge it from a standpoint of should we be releasing this kind of content without doing that within a controlled environment, because if you want to teach
mhm,
this stuff, you want to teach it within a controlled environment, right?
yeah,
If you want to make such an example of this kind of craziness, you want to do it within a controlled environment. You don't want
yeah,
to just put it out there on social media where kids could be watching or anything like that.
yeah,
You want to do it within controlled environment. That's why it's bad from a standpoint of content. So if you want to teach this kind of stuff, we have to make sure people seek the help they need. Because what happens when you put it on social media? On the what happens when you put it on social media like this is that you allow people that are non-professionals to also impact other people negatively.
yeah.
You will have people that will say, aura for aura, it will never be me. It will be me
Hmm,
that will take her out first. You see stupid stuff like that on the internet.
yeah.
And you never know who is listening. Impressionable minds who might think that's actually okay.
Hmm,
And if we also allow and professionals know not to uh, outside of just saying, hey, leave. They know not to make specific advices around this kind of
yeah.
stuff because
Hmm,
everybody's story is different. For some people, the more you tell them to leave the situation, the more they want to stay.
yeah.
Because they might even turn around, especially in Nigeria, and say, devil is a lie. My home, we stay together in Jesus' name. My
Hmm,
marriage will work in Jesus' name. You will
hmm,
hear people saying things like that, and you will see that that's actually some of the most popular comments on the internet, the
yeah.
Nigerian community,
True.
when they
Hmm,
say my home will work in Jesus' name.
hmm,
Okay, you see, once people start hitting that part, right, it says ranking at the top, and as good as that sounds, it's very very dangerous.
hmm,
So I think for me, anytime I see this kind of content, if it's good acting, my first instinct is that I will highlight the lessons.
yeah.
If everybody else want to worry about if they are fake or not, sure, I can entertain the conversation, but I think I want to allow the meta platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, to worry about that if it's dangerous or not. So,
Yeah. That makes sense. Thank you so much, Mano MOP. So
yeah.
obviously, someone is asking here that does Facebook have community guidelines and policies like YouTube? I don't think it's as fire like YouTube, because YouTube will have pulled that video even before you even post it to your channel. So I don't think Facebook is as strict as YouTube, because there was a time I was using was like there was a video I made. That video made, I think I had about 8,000 views. It was a video of that carer in the UK, that Biliki Sue. So I uploaded the image as it was on a news channel, and that video had over 7,000 views. YouTube did not monetize it.
Yeah,
They
they
did not
won't monetize it. They catch it immediately while you're uploading that.
Exactly, there's no monetizing. In fact, that video has been up for like almost 24 hours, and they said I could not monetize. I was like, why that? There's no They were like, maybe because of the video of the fact that where she was pulling the resident, blah 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 blah. Maybe it was the way I set up when you go to set up maybe say whatever content. Maybe I didn't put the right thing inside to say this is the type of content it is. Maybe that was where my error was. But yeah, over 8,000 views on that video now. YouTube did not monetize it, so YouTube is very very strict compared to Facebook. So I think, like I said, that's why I said Facebook is like Oshodi. Anything goes. Yeah.
Anything
So
goes.
yeah.
Every platform is different. Twitter, you can even upload noodles.
No, exactly. And before it wasn't like that before, but now you go and you're seeing, and I'm like, how is that possible? Like, how are they able to do this?
Twitter has always allowed it to. Even they're more stricter now.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, maybe because
right now you see less. Before you see everything. If you go to certain sectors, if you search for it, it won't be on your feed randomly. But if you're searching for it, it's available on there.
Okay, I won't search. I won't search for it today. I don't want nonsense to come and spoil my mood. But yeah,
every platform has different grades or to which how strict they are. So
yeah, that makes sense.
But the only thing people can do is report. If you don't find it good enough, you report. And then if you see enough people reporting it, it will probably flag it down. The algorithms are also very good. You know how it says checking when you're uploading a video, right?
Yeah.
It's also checking for things like red blood. If you see too much things like that, it will demonetize it. Sometimes they allow you to actually, what do you call it? Appeal it, right?
Appeal. Yeah.
And they will check, But it's up to the people to determine what they want or not. But as for me, I understand everybody's different. As for me, if I see a video like that, it connects. If it goes viral, I'm automatically assume that it's happening to someone. Then I want to focus on the lessons.
That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. Thank you so much, Uncle Man. I don't know what I'm saying. It's man of president, Uncle B. All right, we've got Honey Baby. We've got Honey Baby in the house. She might want to tackle you a little bit, but hello, Honey Baby. Mute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay, yes.
Good afternoon.
Okay, sorry, 1 sec.
I think I can hear. Maybe she's in the car. I think I can hear music or something in the background.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yes.
Sorry, my Alexa, I had to unplug it. Yeah. For me, when I see this video, it's kind of disappointing because, like I said, when you're coming onto YouTube, you really have to think about the message that you're trying to give.
Yeah.
And I think I've noticed that a lot of Nigerians like to do this type of thing. I don't understand why, because even if you want to give the lessons, it doesn't make sense to me why you need to do a role play. People talk about marriages and DV, whether you're Caucasian or whether you're Black, and they don't behave like this. I just think that it's just a cop-out, it's laziness. And I think there's bigger lessons that you can talk about from the point of view of engaging our community. You can talk about many, many things. And it seems to me it's laziness because of this whole monetization on YouTube or other platforms. This is what engages people. This is what gets the views. This is what gets you kind of like propelled into social media. It's very, very disappointing. And for me, it kind of starts the whole conversation. And you get a lot of people that have kind of like latched onto this saying, this is what abroad marriages are all about. You should never bring a woman abroad. Yeah, I mean, a lot of nonsense in the whole noise of things. I personally believe that if you're coming onto any type of social media platform, I think you have a responsibility, and you have responsibility to own what you put on social media, because the whole point is to have a platform. For me, I don't know if anybody else, I believe that you have a platform to educate, engage people, and to educate people about certain life lessons, whether it's marriage, whether it's relationships, whether it's anything. And I think it's pure laziness on these people's part, where the only thing that you can portray is to do role play.
I know.
You can talk about DV in many
Mm-hmm.
other ways. The lessons, you can have a conversation, you can have a podcast, you can speak to relationship counselor, you can speak to someone like MRP, you can speak to loads of experts to talk about the
Yeah,
lessons of DV. In your mashed up head, the only thing you can consider is to do this kind of role play. I think
exactly.
for me, I think for me, it doesn't really matter whether it is real life or it is sorry, if it is, like I said, content. I have to ask the question, you in your madness, yeah, you now want to blow. What you decided to do is that you now want to do this, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like you now want to act in front of your child, because there was a child there. There's no dispute over
Exactly.
that. There's
Yeah.
no dispute over that. There's a child there, and you
Mm-hmm.
go downstairs into the kitchen, yeah, and you
Mm-hmm.
decide to bring out whatever you want to bring
Content.
out, and you're trying to reason with people that have now reacted in a certain way, that it's role play. But the question is that you're doing this type of nonsense in front of your children.
Your
Like, she's in
children.
Australia. I don't know how it works, but most countries, they have child services, social services in the UK. I don't know what they call it in Australia. And I personally think they need to be arrested, and I think their children taken away. I don't give a damn if you need to hustle. I don't give a damn if you need the money. There's no excuse for this type of behavior. And,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't make sense. You even coming out and saying this content makes you, I think, mentally ill.
Exactly.
Because I
Yeah.
don't understand which kind of stupid content in front of your kids.
I
The
know.
kids could have been scared. You're seeing that, even if you're joking between the two of you, it doesn't
Mm.
make sense, the impact on your children. There's
Exactly.
emotional abuse, you understand, kids see certain things and parents don't realize the nonsense and the trauma that they put on children. And as much as you're saying, oh, it's a Western thing, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal to see your parents, even if they're joking, fight like that.
Like that.
You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So for me, it's disappointing. And I think personally, there has to really be kind of like a mindset shift in terms of that. If you're coming onto these YouTube and social media streets, do better. You are
Mm.
responsible for the content that you put out there.
That
You are
yeah.
responsible for what you put out there in terms of what are you talking about. And I think that for me, I see a lot of nonsense from our community with this type of role play. I think the social media companies, I know YouTube does it big time, but I know whether it's Facebook, Twitter, they need to calm down hard on this
Yes.
content to make sure that this type of nonsense, if you try it, we are not uploading it and we're removing it. Very similar
Yeah.
to what YouTube
Welcome,
does.
Sissy.
Do you know
Yeah.
how you say? Very similar to what YouTube does. If you do nonsense, they remove it.
Exactly.
Don't give a
Yeah.
damn. So I think a
Yeah.
lot of social medias, they're responsible for allowing this type of nonsense
Nonsense.
content. And like I said, it for me, it's just really disappointing that that's the only thing that you can portray. That's that in your brain. You can't think of something constructive to talk about, something that
Exactly.
is of value. The only thing you can come out with is this nonsense. And we can't even blame them. There's a lot of our community YouTubers doing this rubbish and nonsense. So
Exactly. There's lots of them on Facebook, most especially on Facebook. There's loads. So I don't stay that much on Facebook nowadays. There's loads of them on Facebook, and I was just
there
like,
is,
nah.
and it's quite disappointing. And I think, like I said, us as a community in anything, I always come back to this all the time. We need to basically hold them accountable. Us as a community, you can't do this type of nonsense. This is unacceptable. So even from the point of view of saying it's content, it don't make sense to me. To me, you're putting that. If I was a social worker, I would definitely have concerns, and I would definitely.
I was saying that if they were in the UK,
that house to see what's going on.
I would say, assuming they were in the UK, I will find their name and I will write.
Yes.
I will have to write the police or something to report them. I will report them.
This is not normal
in the background.
Yeah, sorry, and Mama Fa, this is not normal behavior. You wake up in the morning and listen, let's do this. And even if you're fighting, which is no excuse, you actually bring a weapon in front of your kids. There's kids there. I mean, there's no excuse. And I think that, sorry to say, there's something not right with this couple. I think that there's something wrong with them. Like Auntie B said, go and get a goddamn job. It's not everyone, that is destined to be a YouTuber. It's not everyone that is destined to be on social media. But it's because people, it's easy to go on social media. That's why these fools do things like this. And they are both fools to me. You are parents. I said it. I know I'm very passionate about this whole kids thing. You are parents, and you're behaving like immature idiots. It is really disappointing. That's all I want to say, really. But it's really disappointing.
Thank you so much, Honey Babe. Thank you so much for your contribution there. Sissy, I see you. Clara, I see you. For me, like I said, if there's a better way they could have come up with whatever counseling, marriage counseling thingy. And from hearing their kids are quite young, so I don't know what somebody who has a young kid of that age wants to come and give me as a marriage advice. I'm like, no, even me that I've been 21 years in marriage, I won't come out here and give marriage. I will still have to double think, like think twice anytime before I come out here to give marriage advice. So all in all, like I said, these are some of the things that these people come out here on social media to do. And for me, like I said, I still felt triggered knowing that there are children in the background and knowing that
Sorry,
their children
sorry.
actually observe that. Yes,
You
MOP.
said they said it's for counseling. Where's the counseling part?
Let me go to their page again. I don't think there's any content about marriage on their content on their page. Let me go and find their page
There's
because they said they
nothing. I
wanted to
don't think
create it
there's
for marriage
anything.
counseling. I don't think there's any content on marriage counseling on their page. So this is the
Mm.
husband's page. Let's see. Okay, that's a video. That's their house. There's nothing food. There's nothing of counseling. Nothing on their page. They are mixing shayo, posing with bottles of more master, whatever. That's them. There's nothing about marriage counseling on their page. Nothing. Just chopping life.
But Mama Five, even if the assumption is that they've put contact, I still have to say the question. So you're talking about marriages and relationships, and your brain cells equates you to say, let's do a video of us fighting, and let's have a video of my wife going downstairs and bringing a weapon. That is the way to talk about marriages and DV. You cannot talk about it in terms of these are the red flags, or you cannot bring an expert to talk, a psychologist, a marriage counselor. This is the only thing you can do. Make it make sense.
Exactly. They just want to find a way to make it big so that they'll go viral and people will now go and start following their pages and stuff like that. That's pretty much what they wanted. Like I said, they could have just kept quiet and not come out and even say anything at all. For the fact that they even came out to come and tell us that, oh, it's all content, even makes it even worse than what it is. Because I was just like, no, it would have been better if they've just kept their mouth shut and they don't need to come out here. Like, because that video, their social media handle was not on it. So it was, like I said, it was after I found the post about this post that I spoke about now, that I saw like what Auntie B's video, and I like, let me go and Google again. And then I went on Facebook, and this guy was like, oh, I think it was one who shared the video. So I don't care who shared the video. It's all lies. That their own explanation saying that, oh, we wanted you to create marriage counseling video, blah 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 blah. That it was the guy they gave to edit the video for them that leaked the video. I'm like, that's a blatant lie, because the wife is explaining a different way. The man is saying it's something a different way. So just go that both of them are lying. It was not meant for content. They just did it because they wanted to know.
The thing is, Mama Five, definitely they're lying, because like I said, if you want to now give life lessons on DV, there's plenty of incidents. You can basically screen share maybe a headline about a recent incident. There's loads of videos out there already of maybe authentic situations that you use.
We still have who was that name there? Who was that name that sang that gospel's lady? Yeah. We still have a video. It's still very, very
as an example. Exactly. This is all BS to me. Like I said, people have contacted them, and it shows, like I said, there's the lack of critical thinking, because for you to now say, oh, it's content, actually makes it worse, because you look even more dumb and stupid and mad.
Yeah.
You understand? Because it's like, why would you do content in front of your kids? Exactly. And then to have the audacity, the effantry, and I would say effantry, to now say that, listen, y'all, can you please tag me in? You understand? It's the audacity. You don't even think, even right now, as of now, they still don't think they've done anything wrong.
No.
There's no brain cells between them.
Yeah. Well, they are lucky they are not in the UK, because there will have been one Oyibo woman that does not like video for any reason that will find it easy to just pack and give them their address. Like, this is where they are. Come and carry them. But yeah, it's just, I don't think that's not the kind of content. Like, even though if you want to give counseling advice, that's not the content. We see people who give counseling advice everywhere. Like I said, I've not come across a video on any of those people showcasing things like that. And yes, I understand where my man of press is coming from as well. That yes, when we see stuff like this definitely happens. Yes, it happens, but is the lessons also that we should be extracting for it, which definitely makes sense. But like I said, for the fact that they even actually came out to tell us with their mouth that it was content, that's why I was like, no, these people, the more reason why, if I find their address, even till tomorrow, I'll go and write their Australia, whatever, go and report them. they definitely need to get their kids taken off them. That's not the kind of
in Australia, I know they have social services, but don't be surprised. Watch this space if something happens, because it, if like I said, the person that was, even the person that obviously dropped it, that one's an idiot as well. But it is what it is. So it's obviously been passed around.
I don't believe the story of somebody dropped it. I think they intentionally leaked it themselves.
Of course they did, thinking they weren't expecting the reaction they're going to get, because I forgot to say this, and I think Cece said it in who is it in in Uncle Ben's show, that they're trivializing the actual genuine victims of DV.
Exactly.
Because now saying content, and I think, as I said, I know there's this is there's a book that says The Boy That Cried Wolf. I don't know if the one I don't know if you heard of it. Is I read it in school. I don't know whether that's the actual title, but there's a bit in it where the boy cries wolf. He keeps saying he kept lying that the wolf was there, and that there was a certain situation, to the extent when the genuine situation happened. Sorry, I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember the exact plot in the book. When he actually was saying, there was a situation, no one believed him because he kept crying.
Yeah, that's the angle I'm trying to come in at now. That when this eventually now happens, how would we know if it's real or not? Because
exactly, we're just going to be desensitized. And like I said, it stops the actual victims coming through. Because if someone, I don't know why anyone would post it on social media. To me, if I was in a situation and I was in a DV, I don't know why I'm posting it on social media. I'm literally going to the police, and that's evidence to go to court.
Exactly.
So I never do understand why people actually post DV stuff on social media. I don't get that anyway. But like I said to you, genuine people that are in those situations will not be believed, because people are going to think it's content, and you're desensitizing yourself from genuine people that are in genuine DV situations. So the lack of responsibility and the lack of accountability is just astounding to me.
Yeah. So that's the angle I was coming from as well. That I know what everything is now content now. That if the real things actually happened, you just look at it and just move away. Just move along.
Someone said The Boy That Cries Wolf is a book I read in the UK, and I can't remember the plot, but basically he kept lying every time there was a serious situation, and eventually by the time there was a serious situation, the parents and family did not believe him. So that's what happens when you cry wolf too many times. And people will not believe
that's what's going to keep happening now, because again, people come out with their deep issues, and we'll just move along and move on about it. So like for me, like I said, it triggered me. Obviously, you guys know my story of my being raised by parents who were being, it triggered me. Like I said, when I watched that video 2 days ago, I was super happy that my husband was not at home. As me, was at home, he would have been the one to bear the brunt of my nastiness. I would have been cranky. I would have just been picking unnecessary I was super happy that he was not home, because if he was home, I swear to God, he would have probably just like, "Come, woman, what will be your problem?" Because I would just be behaving anyhow. I would just be staring up on it.
It's understandable, because it brings back memories, and this is what I'm saying. It's the I don't know. People don't educate themselves on things like that. Thank you, Cece. You got eaten by the wolf. I knew it. I read it in school. Sorry. Thank you.
I'm sure I've read something like that.
Wolf, and people did, and then eventually, when the wolf actually came, people didn't believe him. Thank you, Cece. I couldn't remember the plot. But back to what I said is that I just don't understand how they don't know that other people have been in genuine situations like that. And the first thing you can think of, let me do a role play. Let me pretend that there's DV in this situation. I mean, the level of, I don't know. There's no critical thinking when it comes to human beings. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, guys, I just thought I would bring that video because, like I said, I was watching Sita. I was watching Auntie B last night when I was about to sleep, and Auntie B was like, I don't want to swear for them, but she eventually swore for them.
She was furious. And I understand it. I understand it because, like I said, even though I think she works with the elderly, she's still in that sector because she's a social worker. So she sees and knows things like this because she works in that sector. So for someone to trivialize it, obviously that's going to trigger her because it's the lack of sensitivity. I don't know what else to say. Even me, I'm stuttering now because it astounds me how a full-grown adult, a man and a woman would think that to get views, I will make a video about DV and pretend that there's DV. You're mad and crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so I already saw for both of them. I call them BASCARD. I already did that. Anyway, guys, I just thought we should, like I said, for me, I don't stay on Facebook that much. Maybe it's one of these stupid reasons. That's why I don't stay on Facebook. And if I go on Facebook, it's mainly to advertise my product anyway.
Yeah, that's what I do as well.
This year, I can actually count how many times I've actually gone onto Facebook. I've not been on Facebook that much. So with that being said, I just thought I would know. Like I said, when I started this live stream, I was like, no, when I saw that video, something in me was not pushing me to come talk about it because to me, it felt like it's not real. It felt like it's
Yeah,
not real.
yeah, yeah.
That's why I didn't come out to react. I already downloaded the video, but I kept thinking about that. Even though I got triggered, but in a way, something in me was saying to me, there's something about this. There's something about this that just doesn't seem like, my spirit is not really leading to think about it. So
But
I
you know the
guess
funny thing, I remember Cece saying that she didn't think it was real, and
yeah,
I was really,
I was on Uncle B's show as well, where Uncle B was asking.
yeah, and I
I
was
think I
like, why
dropped
is
three.
she saying that? But
I
now in
dropped three.
hindsight, yeah, it makes sense, like I said, because even the actions of the man not running away, not seeming a
Exactly.
bit very passive, I should have clicked it.
No shikru,
Yeah,
no shikru. I'm like me at first.
exactly.
If I see window, I go run enter wide window.
Yes,
But
you
if
run
you're
out you jump out the window if necessary. Of course you would.
honestly, it's crazy.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. You see, it didn't go viral because of people looking for authentic stories. It went viral because people could connect to relate to the story. You see what I'm saying? It went viral because even the other part of the conversation we're just talking about. Sorry about the noise. Even the part of the conversation we're just talking about, the men
Yeah,
perpetuating that story as this is how abroad marriages are. This is how abroad marriages are. Right?
yeah. Road marriage, yeah.
It's
Don't bring
because
the wife to good.
yeah, it's because many people can relate, right?
Mm,
Even if they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
even if they have terrible solutions about if they find themselves in that situation, right? It's still
mm,
because a lot of people are entering conflict that they don't understand when they travel abroad. So that's why the video went viral. The video did not go viral because it's fake.
of the
The
act,
video
yeah.
went
Yeah.
viral because it was good acting.
Yeah.
Now we can
I
have
believed it. I get it. Yeah.
yeah. Now we can have the other side of the conversation, which is the other part of the lesson, which is what you guys are highlighting. How far should we go to
Mm,
paint this kind of pictures, about our marriages? For every solution we create, there's a problem that's created as well, right?
yeah.
And so, as much as they create a solution of entertainment, I guess they're creating problems, right? Uh,
Mm,
Particularly, for example, putting kids in harm's way while acting such a skit. Uh,
Mm,
so to what extent is what we're talking about? So I do believe that it's really a tool. I'm starting to pay attention to the second part of the lesson. Me, I'm just usually more focused on why is this connecting with so many people's nerves, right?
mm,
But I'm starting to pay attention to the second part of the lesson, which is content creators, jobless people, like you guys said, after be said, get a goddamn job, right? Right. So to what extent, how far people will go? Because it's real, in Nigeria or any dilapidated or slow society, even when you come to the hood here in the United States, right? Kids generally want to be an athlete, or they want
yeah.
to be in acting, or they want to do something that seems quick. But when you do the math does not math up. There's
Math.
only a small percentage of footballers and basketballers that will make more than $200,000 a year. The majority of them makes around that or below.
Mm,
You know, most of them are not LeBron James. Most of them are not going to be Kobe Bryant.
mm,
So when you start educating people like this content creation thing, if you don't have a real intrinsic value behind what you're trying to put out there, if it's just all about entertainment, there's only so many people that are going to make it. And if you get desperate, you're going to get into this kind of position where you're putting out content just for the sake of putting out content,
using our content,
and you're
yeah.
going to create more problems for our society.
mm.
Now, if you look at this kind of video, you have content, comments saying marriage is a scam. Is this what you wanted to go and do
Yeah, I
inside of
saw that.
marriage?
I saw that.
Mm,
Aha.
yeah.
So we're gonna see more, and we don't want that. We don't want that because all
Yeah.
these people that are saying marriage is a scam, they are still going to knock, and then they
Yes.
will be children that we don't want in our society.
Yeah.
But you know the funny
So
thing, like, sorry.
mhm. Go ahead, go ahead.
So you know the funny thing, what cheeses me off, yeah, and I get tired of this all the time, is like most of these losers will now resonate to this type of nonsense video and then be
Yeah.
perpetuating the narrative that, oh, abort marriage. I say this every
Yeah.
day, yeah. I've been divorced, like I said, and I, you know, it wasn't a board marriage, but he was based in Nigeria and he came. I will still advocate to date a Nigerian, and I will still advocate for marriage because that was my personal situation, and I don't blanket all men or all Nigerians just on a one negative, because it's critical thinking. I'm not dumb, stupid. You understand? I'm not going to tar everyone with the same brush. My issue with this, and I say this every time, most of these couples that have issues, where there's issues like this, they had issues back home, as in Nigeria. And people, instead of looking at that, you're not saying, because I don't understand how you come into an airport and suddenly it triggers your head like some type of zombie to start behaving like a mad person, and you now decide you're kicking out your husband, you're calling police. There was issues in the marriage, and instead of addressing that, all you see is losers talking and commenting and saying things like, don't bring your wife to Nigeria, don't bring your wife to the UK, rare. And I'm like, the issue is you chose the wrong person. Like, I have accountability for, maybe he wasn't the right person for me, my ex-husband. Be accountable for the choices that you made. You saw the red flags. You were doing shige back in Nigeria. You now
didn't do anything about it.
And like I said, you now came to the UK and it perpetuated the bad relationship you had in Nigeria. Take accountability for the fact the marriage was messed up before you even entered the UK, Australia, or the UK. No, they're just perpetuating. Oh, suddenly you're like a computer. You start.
That's why. So I'm going. So that kind of got me back to my response to Dr. Zo's video. I already scheduled that video for 6 o'clock tonight. I've responded to his video. So there's obviously an issue here, and it's not been resolved. That you can, if you were a bad husband in Nigeria,
of course,
to your wife, and both of you manage, and you enter abroad. So all of a sudden, you being a bad man in Nigeria, you're not going to stop being a bad man when you enter abroad.
This is
what when that woman now start to realize that I've got enough avenue to make me show this man shege. Tell me
exactly, Mama Five, and that's what this is what I think me and you and definitely MRP gets. But a lot of people, this is what I'm saying. A lot of people resonate to all these messages instead of taking accountability. I take accountability that my marriage in which I'm divorced, maybe we weren't compatible. I stand on the fact that maybe I made the wrong choice. I mean, the beautiful thing, I got a beautiful son out of the marriage, but I take accountability that I maybe chose the wrong person, and I stand on that. But most of these losers will not take accountability for the choices that they made and be chatting nonsense that are abroad. What does coming into the airport trigger? How does it trigger you to act crazy because you came to the abroad?
Exactly. Women just wake up one day and they suddenly become mad about their husband. They're calling police like, how does that happen?
Yeah, because there was issues. They want, when you go back to the genesis and ask questions with these so-called couples that come out with all this narrative, I guarantee you'll get to, there'll be the narrative. There was issues in the marriage before they even came abroad. And that's why I said all this narrative is dangerous. Because all that's going to happen, you get crazy losers saying things like, I'm not taking my wife abroad, and then and things like that, which is the wrong narrative and the mindset to have. Have the mindset, choose the goddamn right person in the first place. Then you won't have these issues in the first place. So when you come to the UK, you won't have your wife or your husband moving mad. Choose the right person. That should be the message.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Honey Baby, for that. So like I said, my response to Dr. Zo, you guys make sure you have your notification on. I've already scheduled as premiere. It's going to premiere at 6 o'clock. I touched on the fact that, there's nothing wrong with a woman making her own money. And you know that being abroad, the woman who on a normal day, if she were to be at home, she would either be a sit-at-home mom or be doing some sort of silly job that would not even be giving her money. But then coming abroad. Sorry,
I think Dr. Zo was just giving, I tell people to be careful with common sense based advice.
I was watching you.
I saw that.
Yeah, you just have to be careful with this common based advice, because if you end up on the receiving end, right, even you ladies, if you have a brother that's very close to your heart and brings a woman abroad, and then he tells you a side of the story, you know your brother very well, you know he's a very quiet guy. But the only part of it that you don't understand, that you're probably not aware of, is that your brother doesn't have the skill set around marriage, as in skill sets, But you know that he's a very quiet boy, he doesn't bother anybody. And then the wife started to just move mad, and it correlates with the time they just move abroad. Even you said, the common sense idea that will come to your brain is that women are too much. Like, why can't you just calm down and work with your husband? You won't ask the question, you won't ask deep questions like, so what happened? Tell me the
Yeah.
rest of the story. I
Exactly.
always tell me the rest of the story. There's a reason why I say that. Is because the nuances is probably going to speak more to how to adjust,
Yeah.
how to work it out in a way that everybody's happy. But
Mm.
everybody just look at what happened on the surface. Obviously, the person in the situation is more connected to their pain. They
Mm.
resent
Yeah.
the betrayal, right? Like
Mm.
like
Mm.
as a man, I can tell you guys for free. There are moments that I feel like my wife could be a little bit more patient, right?
Wow. This is
Okay.
deep. For you to say that's
But
deep.
but
But the
you
thing is,
know
that's
but
the
you
reality.
but you
That's
know
being
what I
authentic.
know.
Yeah, you're
But you
being
know what I
authentic.
know.
And I like it.
Mm.
But you know what I know. Knowing what I know,
Yeah.
I also know enough that my wife has had moments where she felt like I could be more patient.
Yeah. Mm.
Mm.
You know. So it
Yeah.
depends. That's why we keep saying it's a case by case by case by case. We cannot
Exactly.
generalize
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah.
If you generalize this stuff, you're shooting
But we
yourself
always do.
on the leg. And if you sit on a stage where you have 500, 600, 1 million followers, and you're just
Mm.
taking one side of the coin, you just make all women and you just castigate them. You're not the people you're trying to help. You're not helping them. They're just going to applaud you and clap for you in the comments, but you're not really helping them. They will go back home and say, you see what we're saying. You women need to calm down. So, what do you think is going to happen when you show that to your lady at home?
Mm.
Is she going to suddenly be like, "Oh, you're right. Let me correct myself"?
I
Mm-hmm.
can
She's
I say
probably going
something?
to do the opposite, So go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like I said for you, as much as I'm talking about it, about this, I mean, obviously, in my own circumstances, it doesn't affect me because, like I said to you, I've never had to come abroad and marry someone or bring someone. But what I will say, and this is only from the standpoint of me being based in the UK, I
Yeah.
personally think that both the husband and the wife should have a manual. I said this in Uncle B's show. There should be a manual, an onboarding of all the things that you need to know when you come
We might be
abroad.
going,
I'm
we might be going in
serious.
that direction. We might be going in that
I'm very
direction.
serious. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah. I
No,
would
I think
for me, if I
I
was
think it's a
marrying
good
a girl,
idea.
I would take a manual.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I've been saying that we need people to be educated, and we
Mm.
need them to sign up for ongoing education. Something cheap, something stupid, even if it's an online virtual class that they will
Mm.
take, that they will get certified. You see, the
Mm,
effort alone, where you have to go and sit and go
Mm.
through it and remind you, it goes a long way. The
it
fact,
does.
even the mindset
Yeah.
that, oh, this thing is serious enough that we must make sure we recertify
Yeah.
ourselves every 2 years, every 3 years, as opposed to, what people are asking for. Now they're saying, oh, every marriage certificate should have a termination date where you can choose
Yeah.
to renew
Termination.
one.
Really? That
That
one
one
is
is
new.
new.
The problem with that is that you don't have a termination date for your knocking activity.
Exactly.
Mm,
You're still going
mm,
to be knocking, and oftentimes people fall in love. And the people that
Mm.
hurt them the most are the people that used to be close to them the most. So
Yeah.
this we do need some kind of structure as we
I
move
think
forward.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because you know,
but it's not going to be as simple as you're a robot. You're a human being at the end of the day.
yeah.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, I just the whole generalize. I always say this: everything is on a case by case basis, and I think
Yeah.
that a lot of people, because they don't have critical thinking, they just tap into this. One person will say one thing about one particular incident between a man and a woman, and then it's generalized. I mean, for
Mm.
me, it's like even if someone tells me 5 stories about 5 different couples, yeah, I'm not gonna take that as a general consensus
Yeah.
about the whole of
Yeah.
the Nigerian community. I mean, and
Mm.
that's
Yeah.
what I say, use critical thinking. It's on a case by case basis. And going back to
Yeah.
what you said about a manual, Mama Five, there's this whole life in the UK test that you take when you do your indefinite
Yes.
leave to remain.
Yeah.
There should be
Hmm.
something like that.
There should be
There
one
should
like
be a
that.
life,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. That I just wanted to say that one.
I
Something
think
similar
one
to
like
that.
that for men, for African men that are coming to diaspora with
You're
their
not
wives.
trying not to be
That come,
gender
if you are
based.
coming, oh, this is the law here. Oh. The law in
Mm.
Nigeria will not supersede the one in the UK. Which means
See,
if you are not to be, if you are not to be panel beating your wife,
exactly.
if you do this here, we will tell you to leave the house. Your wife will stay. Number two, if you do this, you do that as a Nigerian man or African man in diaspora, this is what will happen. And it is no fault of your wife. Because at the end of the day, when all of this happens, yes, our community is quick to point the finger at the wife. Oh, she's calling the police on the wife, on the husband. She's this, that. But then your whatever it is you are doing in Nigeria is not going to cover you in diaspora. Yeah. Just like I was saying earlier, there was a video I saw a few weeks ago where they were like, Home Office has now passed a law. If you're a dependent, you come on some sort of visa and you divorce your husband, both of you be sent back to Nigeria. Where did they find the law from? Where? And then next thing, it's women. Women, no, stop reporting your husband to the police. And then I've just gone to a lawyer, a Nigerian-based, a UK-based Nigerian lawyer, who said there's no such rule. No, because the thing is, has already made it look like, hey, it is the women, Nigerian women that are here.
Why do they blame everything onto us? Like, for me personally, I say this year, and I say this with all impunity because I know it's not just on one gender. But if for someone to call the police on you, I know there's some people that in any situation, on any structure, you're gonna take advantage of it. There's gonna be a small percentage, but on a general level, I have to ask the question. For someone to call the police on you, ask the question, what did that person do? Because on a normal level, no normal human being that have sense in their head will call the police on their spouse. So rather than you getting all incensed about someone call police on a spouse, ask yourself the question, what did they do for that person to call the police on them? And 9 out of 10, it's a genuine concern, a genuine DV. And maybe there's the one person out of 10 couples where they took the piss and took advantage of that law. But most of the time, there's a genuine reason why you call the police.
Why you have to do that. Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? And no disrespect. Nigerians need to understand, if a man or woman is hitting you, chastising you, then yes, the police is going to be called. I don't care if you're my husband or even my brother. Anybody touch me or anybody, you're going to jail. So this assumption that, it's a family issue, why would you call police? Are you normal? The way it works in the UK is that if you're going to be chastising people, whether it's your husband, you are going to go, people have the right to call the police on you. So keep your hands to yourself. And if you can't do that, no disrespect, self-deport back to the way you came from.
Where you came from, exactly. Go and try that with somebody else. And not with you.
I don't understand why do you report it? Because you did something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, guys, we're gonna I'm gonna give, since your mic is still on, babe, I'll give you maybe a few minutes just to take this home, and then I'll go on to MOP, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. So it's just to round it up. Like I said, for me, those couple did wrong. If I find out there is a me, I will say write letter for them. But then as for each and every one of us out here, we need to start filtering what we listen to. For me, I think I'm going to take a break from Facebook for some time because the kind of content that is coming out of there is absolutely crazy. African men coming to diaspora, you can do better. You should behave yourself. Women as well. I'm not saying women, we get our own for body. At the end of the day, we should be calm. If there's an issue before both of you come in here, try and sit down and sort that and try and resolve that. With that being said, that just reminded me of a video that I watched on George Fumi Court. I think I'm going to upload that video tomorrow. Yeah, about a woman and husband. So if there's an issue, sort your issues. If you're not carrying a baggage, enter there abroad. Now whatever you see, you all take. Don't make it come here and look like, how marriages work in diaspora. No, that's not how marriages in diaspora work. And for the African Nigerian men who always talk, think well before you bring your wife abroad. Come, if you're a bad man from Nigeria and you carry your wife enter China diaspora, she will show you shege. Hear that from me. I said it with my full chest. She will show you shege. That's end of. Only babe, over to you.
I mean, I think Mama 5, you said it all. Me, I'm just of the opinion. I say this every time. Marriage is different for every single person. It's on a case-by-case basis. But I will say this, and I will say this again to you. Listen, do not come to the UK, the US, and Canada if you are doing boss bass where you are. Stay in that country and continue to do it. In the UK, the US, this is how things are done. You chastise, you assault, you do DV, you're going to be done for it. Don't start running up your mouth to anybody when you come to the UK, US, or Canada that people are calling police on you. If you didn't do it, no one will call the police on you. So know how it works. If not, no disrespect. Stay in the country where you are.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Oni Baby. Right, MOP, we're giving you the rounds for us.
All right, so everything starts with a decision, right? And this goes for both sides. There's two sides to every marriage that breaks down. It's really unrealistic expectations and pride. Those are the two things that people struggle to manage. Um, but it takes start with a decision. It doesn't matter if it's diaspora or Nigeria. You see people have the same issues. They move from the village to
Mm,
Abuja or to Lagos. They have the same issues. It's a change of environment, and where people are more enlightened, or they feel, or they have a sense of more options. If it's a painful experience for them, they will start looking for exit. It's a
yeah,
natural thing for human beings to do. Now,
yeah,
men in our society have a certain luxury. We can actually be inside of a marriage and not be inside of the marriage.
mm,
We have that luxury, you know. A
yeah,
woman inside of a marriage that she's not really inside is only for a time, right?
yeah,
Because it feels more like a trap for her. It seems to me, you know.
yeah,
So that's why you see that the numbers are super high, much higher in terms of who initiates divorce. It's women for the most part. It doesn't indicate when the marriage broke down. The marriage usually have broken down long before that, and that man
yeah,
was probably just living in a marriage that was non-existent. So
mm,
it's a decision. Everybody starts with a decision. You decide that this is the situation I want to be in. Once you made that decision, then you know that anything that's worthwhile requires work, requires
yeah,
effort,
yeah,
requires intentionality. So
absolutely.
you so even if you find yourself in certain poto or bose bars, as Onibe called it, if you find yourself in that kind of situation, you
Mm,
know that if you have enough information for you to generalize, then then there's patterns. It's
yeah,
basically you tagging onto patterns. You need to
yeah,
think a little bit deeper than the surface level and look for deeper patterns. Maybe not patterns within the two of you, but patterns across the board. Things you can learn that okay,
mm,
when this person behave this way, it usually means there's some issue on this end.
yeah,
And if you're in that situation and you can't because when you're in a situation, you're more emotionally attached. You
yeah,
can't think, and then you need a professional. A professional can be as simple as a free pastor at your church, a wise counsel, somebody to talk to and say, hey, let me look at this situation. This is what I'm going through. And
mm,
before you know it, what you think you're the only one going through because your emotions are speaking to it, there are other people that have gone through it and
yeah,
they've come up with a solution and they know there's nothing in this life that doesn't have a solution. You can decide
absolutely.
that, hey, I'm going through something, but there are people that have gone through similar stuff. There's a
Mm,
way to get through this without compromising your well being, without
absolutely.
compromising your physical well being or your mental well being. Don't just go through it uh, blindfolded or thinking that this thing is just kind. Well, if you think that way, the universe will actually agree with you. You know, and
Mm,
but just know that nothing like that stays like that forever. Something is going to give.
absolutely.
You
Yeah,
know, so I'll just tell you instead of tagging on to stupid, because also viral videos come from a generalized standpoint of view too, right?
true.
So
Mm,
instead of tagging on to that and making it go viral, ask deeper questions. Ask them, where's the rest of the story? How did you get here? You know, how did
yeah,
you get here? And I did say, once somebody is pulling out a weapon on a person, which if you commit a crime, that's the end. It's the beginning and the end of
exactly.
the story.
Yeah,
You're going
exactly.
to jail. You
You go
know.
to jail, oh, no two ways about it.
Yeah.
No two ways about it.
So what did
Yeah,
the person do? So that's storytelling. That this is the
yeah,
beginning and the end of the story. Once you so don't put yourself in a position where you have to where we're not interested in the rest of the story. But if you still
yeah,
like a situation where you're going up and down, you're always in conflict, it's always argument every other day. There are people that have gone through that, but now they have a better experience. Find
absolutely.
out where that information is. Because if you go to any job, this job that we have paycheck on every other Friday, right? And we're happy
Mm,
about. They used to have conflicts too. They used to have, but
yeah,
things change. At one point, everybody had offices. At what point,
mm,
people have staff rooms. At what
yeah,
point, they had cubicles, right? The world is evolving. You know why they're doing those things? They are coming up with better and better ways to handle productivity. The
yeah,
same thing would be true for your marriage. If you notice that you're dealing with the person in the romantic way and it's not what you like, just ask further questions. Find wise counsel. Stop using
mm,
common sense based things like if you love me, you wouldn't do this. That
They
is
won't
one
do
of the
this.
stupidest things I hear on this internet.
Mm.
Because it's actually people that love you the most that do the worst. If
That
you
hurts
really
it the most.
understand
Yeah.
this word.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's all I have to say about it, Mama
Thank you
Fine.
so
Thank
much,
you for having
MOP. Thank you so much for
me.
being here. Thank you so much. Right,
Yeah.
guys,
All
if
right.
you've not heard of MOP before, I've got his page on my screen. Go check him out. You learn tons of, he does counseling, marriage counseling, relationship counseling, and he does it real good. He also offers one-to-ones. If you want a one-to-one, counseling with him, go reach him out. If you go to his page, you can find all of his contact there. He's one of the good ones here, and he's one of the odogus that those of us on the streets of YT that we follow. And also, just before we go, like I said, go check MOP out, Man of Perceive. You can find him on Instagram as well. And yes, catch him on his live stream. He's got lots of videos and live stream shows where you can learn one or two. It dissects real life scenarios, and then we all learn from it. And also, I've got another sister here whom I want to share her page with you. In case you've not heard about her, she was speaking earlier on, and this is her page actually, and she's called the Rebuild Blueprints. And yeah, she's getting the guys. You guys need to go there and get these subscription numbers up. She's one of the people that gets the show moving. Even though our Gen Z president is not here today, only God knows where where that young president is in Nigeria now, because I've not heard from her in about 2 days or in a day. But I'm hoping she's safe here. So the Rebuild Blueprints, she's one of our regulars here, one of the big, regulars here all the time she's here. And she also shares all of our knowledges with us as well. So yeah, reach out to the Rebuild Blueprint on YouTube as well. Go help get the numbers up, and I'm sure you won't regret being on our page. And there's also one of our uncles as well, Uncle Beno. Let me see if I can find him as well and pop his page up here. These are the people that I will give shout out to any day, anytime, because I learn a lot from their channels. Okay, I won't even lie. I learn a lot from them. Rather than paying anybody, just go to their pages. You will learn the real deal there. So let me share Uncle Beno, my Basbos uncle that likes Basbos, Gen Z uncle. He's not a Gen Z, he's not a Gen Z, but he's a Gen Z who likes to frolic with the Gen Zs. So he's our Uncle Beno who likes Basbos, who likes giving water. So there's loads of videos on his channel there. Like I said, he's one of the ones that could do live stream for 8 hours or more. Like I said, I still don't know where he gets his energy from. The last live stream he did was 7 hours. Like Uncle Beno, I don't know how you do it, too, but me, the only live stream I did that was 10 hours here was me live streaming the Hilda Bassett jollof rice. It was because I wanted to see what that jollof rice was going to look like. That was why I was live streaming Hilda Bassett, but I still no chop out of the jollof rice. But yeah, go check out Uncle Beno as well. So these 3 pages, Uncle Beno, Man of Prestige, the Rebuild Blueprint, and my channel as well. We give it real. We don't sugarcoat things. We give it as it is. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for being here. And these people, like I said, make them go cover their eyes for shame. That their page that they want to go viral is not going to go viral. That their page that they want to use crazy content to grow is not going to go viral. And I understand why their video went viral, just like Man of Prestige has said there, is because I would imagine a lot of people could relate to that story. But then, I mean, for me, I just felt like it was a lot triggering, children in the background. But yeah, we've all taken the lessons here. As a Nigerian in Australia, they could do more, like they have more content. I don't think I've seen a lot of Nigerians in Australia on YouTube. I think there's one that I follow and I watch her periodically. But then it would be lovely to see more Nigerians in Australia bringing about life in Australia for us and stuff like that. With that being said, thanks so much, guys, for being here. I really appreciate your presence here. Shout out to MOP again. The Rebuild Blueprints, aka Honey Babe. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for your contribution. I see you, CC. I see you, Clara. I see you all. Like I said, guys, my response to Dr. Zoe's video is at 6 o'clock. So make sure you're subscribed and you've turn on your post notification so that you get notifications so that I can know I went deeper. I went deeper. Yes. So you don't want to miss it. So it's going to be in about 3 hours. So with that being said, thank you, guys. Let me go quickly do petrol run. I need to get petrol into the car because it's going to be a busy day tomorrow. Thank you, guys, and I will see you guys at 6 o'clock. Thank you so much, Honey Babe. 6 o'clock Nigeria time. We never change clock yet. I think we change clock in this month or next month, but we are still the same time as Nigeria. So 6 o'clock Nigerian time. Make sure you are here and let's watch that video together. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you guys later. All right, bye.